shave. Okay. So, oh, it's still right there. Okay. I'll try and make this quick. If you're a Christian and you find yourself where you get down in the dumps because of the way the world is, or because of politics, or whoever the president is, or who isn't, or all this stuff you're hearing in the news, and what about the republic and economic collapse, or the environment. There's a lot of Christians that are environmentalists, believe it or not, and Democrats. Figure that one out. But if you're one of these that you get caught up in what the state of the world, hoping that it can be recovered. You want your government to do right. You want terrorism to be dealt with. You want, some scientist just told you, your environment only has 12 years left or whatever. This kind of stuff. If you're one of these Christians, don't forget how the book ends. Basically, nothing survives it. No system, it all goes away. And then new, everything gets recycled. I'll put it that way. It's a nice way of putting it. Everything gets recycled. And just like these people that are concerned about the environment, well, in the end, we want to talk about climate catastrophe, is what happens in this place in the end. All of this we have now is temporary. Okay, thank God we have a merciful God who's got a lot of patience, waiting on us. But this is all temporary. Okay, all this will be gone, replaced, so to speak. And so if you find yourself getting down, kind of, and you're focusing on this stuff, and what are we going to do, and how bad Hollywood is, and how bad culture is, and how bad the media and all this corruption and the politics, that's really just a distraction. Yeah, you can be concerned about that. You try to stay clear of it. I failed at that, but this is all temporary. It all goes away. Nothing is, for all intents and purposes, we will really salvage nothing. It will all be dust. Okay, it'll all be replaced. Your only concern, biblically, your main concern, your only true concern is your personal salvation. Your relationship with the Father through His Son, follow His teaching, you know the drill. That's it. Your personal salvation, seconded only by that of your family and other fellow Christians, and the world falls in way behind that. Someone want to worry about the environment, all this kind of stuff. You put all that on God, He's going to take care of all that. That's all going to be, I won't get into the Revelation stuff, but ultimately, it doesn't look good for the environment. Mountains will be laid flat, the whole thing. So if you get caught up in this stuff, it's your priorities get out of whack. You're trying to hang on to this world. You want to save it. You want to, for the you see Christians driving around with these licenses, these things, NOTD, not of this world. Well, there's truth to that. That's biblical. This thing is not, don't hang on to this thing. Jesus says, he who loves this world, he who loves his life, all these things, this is all a temporary gig. Okay? It's not to be held on to. And it all ends, for everything that is not connected, so to speak, it does not end well for the rest. Okay? This is, tells you I'm a covetous person. I have to deal with that. But at the end of the day, you certainly ain't going to die with it. You can take it with you when you go. And it's all not going to the next thing. So if you find yourself caught up in this stuff, things of the world, like I said, I complain about culture. I was going to do a bunch of videos about California, how screwed up California is, and where it's heading, all this. I said, you know what? Even if you live here, knowing what goes on here isn't going to help you any. It just makes you angrier, and I'm just complaining about it. And it doesn't, it's not going to make your life any better. And it's not permanent. It's certainly not going to edify you or build you or me spiritually, complaining about the way the world is. The world is supposed to go to crap. It's supposed to go to hell in a handbag. That's the way. We're on schedule. Okay, it doesn't get better; it gets worse. That's what the book says. So it's not about forget about man-made systems and all this kind of stuff. It's all about your personal salvation. It's about you. It's really a me trip, and I'm not saying that in a selfish, bad way. There is so much on, or that's the wrong way to say it. Our focus is so narrow on a target, being salvation, which is so, not impossible, but so difficult. We don't have room, energy, or resources for anything else. I'm a political junkie. That's my disease. I wish I could lance that, but at the end of the day, none of that matters because it all done, gone. That's not going to matter, and it does not build me spiritually. It does not. I have to be careful because I'm terrible at this. This will be the takeaway. I'll say, you have to deal with your personal salvation. But if whatever behavior, whatever thing I'm doing, whatever I'm thinking about or focusing on, if it's not building me spiritually towards my personal salvation, it is a colossal waste of time. And trust me, I do a lot of colossal. But that's the truth. I'm not preaching like I'm doing, I'm just letting you know. Not judging anybody here. But if you're a Christian, you're getting caught up with the world and it's got you down, this and that, that's not building you spiritually. We know it goes bad. Okay? You work on that relationship. How are you with the son to get back to the Father? See? That's all that matters. And I will tell you one thing. This is a little testimony here. When I was focused on my salvation, when I was studying and praying and following through on the teachings of Jesus to the best of my ability, and this, so was my family. So was my family. And I tell you what, since I haven't been, neither have they. That's sad. And it works that way too, man. When you're in it, well, you just take what I said. When I was doing it, so were they. And now that I'm not, they don't either. See, I'm trying to. I'm already losing it. Anyhow, your focus, your main concern is your own personal salvation. Your relationship between the Father through the Son. That's it. First, that's second, that's third. Everything else falls behind that. And whether or not the so-and-sos are elected or the this or the that or environmentalist or some guy tells you it collapse and all this. Yeah, it all does. According to the book, it ends miserably. For all that stuff. Not my concern. When the world falls down around you, we have our rescue. Anyhow, you get the idea. Don't sweat the small stuff. Love you. God bless.